Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the round 3 of the Swiss rounds for the mid-season showdown held at Bugis Toys and Games. And this, we are featuring Shawn Tang
versus Ian Lim.
Yes, Shawn has been a very prominent early veteran player in the Singapore VGC scene. He also was featured on stream on the North American Internationals earlier this year against Hayden McTavish. He put out a really strong fight and definitely showcases his skill as a player.
Shawn also recently won a PC here in the local meta scene where, it's also host here at the Toys of Games Bugis branch.
Coincidentally.
Yes. So Shawn is a strong player, coming in strong with a 2-0 lead right now against Ian. Ian has been around. Yes. Ian tends, from past experiences, Ian tends to run a hyper offense team.
Yes.
So perhaps today Ian also running something similar to that.
I mean, packing. There's in the VGC18 meta game. I mean, the arsenal of Pokemon that he has that he can offer. Hyper offense definitely is still very viable in terms of, I mean, the early meta. Of course, as he progresses, it may diminish in popularity, but this is his style of play. He likes to have pins. For hyper offense, Pokemon like, previously he favored Pheromosa, he favored Surge Offense, so perhaps something similar that we may see from him.
Perhaps Shawn has been more of a conservative player. He has been playing more of a pivoting team and like slowly take your time and read your opponent. So it's like two players with two different play style coming here. So this will be actually a quite interesting game that it will turn out.
Yeah, I mean previously in VGC17 he also favored Fake PG, Fake PM, these kind of teams, which is very pivoting focus. And therefore, like what you mentioned, both different styles of play. It will depend on who will outplay each other in this set.
And you also would say that both, like, if either one of them takes the lead, right, there's very little chance for either players to come back, because if hyper offense overwhelm you are overwhelmed. However, if Shawn managed to pivot the team properly, hyper offense can't do enough damage to Shawn, which means Shawn will be leading. So it's really depending on the skills of the player right now.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, perhaps we don't have a lot of information earlier. Do you have any idea what both teams are running in Pirate beforehand?
No, I don't. It's like but looking at the current games that we watch, perhaps, I mean, most teams all have Mega nowadays, and perhaps Tapus, Shawn has been favoring Tapu Fini since the start of 17 until the end. So perhaps Shawn would want to go to his comfort zone and pick Fini for his current team also.
Sure, of course. I mean, it became his signature Tapu of choice, and whereas Ian favored, like what you mentioned, Surge Offense, Tapu Lele, Coco, and Raichu, perhaps he may make an appearance again, but I'm not so sure. I mean, given that even the Cantonian form of Raichu comes into the fray, perhaps that may be one of his picks, but we shall see while waiting for the stream to set up. And I'm really excited. I mean, the quality of games that we have previously reviewed in the first two games of Swiss were, to me, in my opinion, were quite high quality. For example, Amiru's very dominant play against the Justin So.
Yes, and Nicholas Ong's, even though he was overwhelmed by the hex from Daniel, he still managed to come out with a clean 2-0 in that set.
Really impressive. Yeah.
Actually, today, more of the prominent mons such as Landorus has been showing quite a lot of variants. Like we have saw the Assault Vest variant, we have saw the Choice Scarf variant, and a lot. And now we get to see both of the competitors' team. Ian rocking a team with Tyranitar, Excadrill, Salamence, Milotic, Katana, and Tapu Koko.
Whereas Shawn is running the team that Tomoyuki recently won in their grassroots tournament. Tomoyuki Yoshimura was the 4th place in the 2017 World Championships winner, and he is like featuring the Komo-O, Togedemaru, Charizard, Cresselia, Heatran, and Landorus team.
Looking at both of their team, as you can see, Ian is running a quite offensive team, as we mentioned about his playstyle before. Tapu Koko is fast offensive, Katana is fast offensive, along with the signature 3, sort of the Jeb Sand back in the 15 days, with the Excadrill with Sand Rush, and Salamence giving off the Intimidate with the offensive step of flying, which is the Aerialate, Double Edge, and the Hyper Voice.
Yes, of course. And with the Sand Rush ability, it can fire off very quick rock slides, likely the choice item previously in Japan Sand. It was Scarf Tyranitar. So it really is fast.
Yes,
hits hard, hits fast.
And Ian does have the Milotic to check Shawn's Landorus, as it will give the competitive boost, which gives a +2 special attack. And if Ian is carrying the Adrenaline Orb, it will give a +1 speed too.
Yes, and they are right into the battle, and this is the round 3 of Swiss for the mid-season showdown held in Bugis Toys and Games. Let's go. Let's get to it. I'm really excited though. I mean, this is the second Como that we have seen on stream, so let's see how Shawn pilots this team, which is very successful back in Japan.
Yes, Shawn does lead with the Togedemaru Charizard, while Ian does lead with the Tapu Koko and the Katana.
Okay, so very neutral position-wise from Ian, because Tapu Koko directly threatens the Charizard, but of course protected by the Lightning Rod on Togedemaru.
Yes.
And whereas Charizard also providing a pin on the Katana via the fire attacks.
Yes, and however Katana just does pin the Togedemaru here with the Sacred Sword, you know.
Sure, of course, but of course he has a fake out, so it can definitely break any potential sashes that he can do.
Yes, actually Shawn is in quite a strong position here, barring that Ian has a Discharge Koko.
Oh yes, Discharge, let's not forget about that, because it bypasses the Lightning Rod, of course.
Toge does fake out into the Tapu Koko here, and Charizard and Ian does go for the Tailwind here with the Katana here, showing the move tutor move that it learns via this generation. Shawn, however, does not Mega Evolve here and goes for the Hit Wave onto the Katana. Katana is revealed to be Sash.
Yes. I mean, of course, there are variants that are running the Flynium Z Tailwind, which is boosts its critical ratio to 100%, but Sash seems to be a more consistent item for Katana nowadays because of the presence of Charizard Y. So, well, Tailwind. The speed control is definitely on Ian's side, but it can't really touch Togedemaru because of the Lightning Rod.
Can't touch Charizard either too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yes, you does set up a Tailwind. However, perhaps Ian is aiming to set the Tailwind for the back 2 Pokemon that he has.
Perhaps it's time to set Katana.
Shawn not Mega Evolving here is also a good thing, because that means he still has the Sun option. If he's Charizard Y, he still can Mega Evolve to take away the Sand that Ian might potentially have it at the back.
Yeah, so perhaps that was something that he had in mind. Perhaps that he expected to switch into Tyranitar to counter the Sand or the Sun. So this is what Shawn was planning against.
Yes, and now the Sand does come in for Ian, and Charizard does make Shawn calling the switch into Tyranitar, Mega Evolve here and takes away Tyranitar Sand.
Very well played. But however though, unless the Charizard holds Focus Blast, I don't think it can really touch the Tyranitar, but it is still very well protected from the Tapu Koko's and electric attacks. So let's see. Taunt onto the Charizard, not being able to protect the next turn.
Oh yeah, that can't have the potential Tailwind on Charizard.
I see. Yes, it's also a very viable move built in back then with Blake Hopper from the US, popularized in 2015 for Tailwind Charizard. Yep, so still looking quite sticky for Shawn, because right now it's very threatened by the Rock Slide from Tyranitar.
the Tailwind, the fast Tyranitar and the fast Koko right now. Ian does have momentum here. Shawn, however, is still in an okay position, as he can choose to preserve his Charizard for later, as he does have the weather in control right now.
That's true. I mean, something that can resist the Rock Slide would be Landorus or Como, or probably not Heatran, but Cresselia would be good because it can be it's very bulky on its own.
Bulk, yes. However, Crest does get threatened by the Dark type move that Tyranitar carry.
That's true. A potential Darkinium Z, which we haven't seen the item, but typically it might be Scarf, so we will see.
Now we do see the Excadrill coming out here. However, without the Sand Rush, it's still not as fast, but with the Tailwind boost, it should be fine. Rock Slide does come out here. Shawn caught the read and switched into Cresselia.
And potentially breaking the potential Poker Sash on Togedemaru, because that was what Tomoyuki used in his team. So the Zigzag going onto the... Whoa, quite a scene.
He actually did quite a lot because of the Electric Terrain boost, thanks from Ian's Tapu Koko here.
Not forgetting that as well, yes, that's right. So without a Sand, Excadrill is actually quite a lot in threat, but on the other hand though, Shawn can't really touch these two, and now
however,
is also
Ian can't touch both of Shawn's Pokemon very well, because as you mentioned before, the T-Tar might be scuffed.
That's true.
So it is locked into Rock Slide. So actually Ian might be hoping for the flinches,
yeah, but the Ice Beam though is I mean, Ice Beam, Psyche, Icy Wind. Icy Wind can even potentially cancel the Scarf item on the Scarf item speed boost from the Tyranitar as well. So it is somewhat still. Shawn is still managing the momentum.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Ian does want to preserve the Tyranitar for the Sandstorm at the back, so that it might give the Sandstorm Sand Rush boost to the Excadrill in the future.
Yes.
Spiky Shoe does come out here, but maybe expecting a contact move onto the Togedemaru. However, Earthquake does come out here. Not hurting the Cresselia thanks to Levitate and taking out his own Katana in the process. However, he does have a free switch back into Tyranitar, which gives a Sand Rush, and Tailwind is expiring this turn.
Oh yes, that's right. So he definitely needs the Sand Rush speed boost. But wow, the Trick Room
coming out from Shawn. So now the Sand Rush has been negated, and both of Shawn's Pokemon is actually slower than Ian's Tyranitar.
And hence will move before both Tyranitar and the Excadrill.
And Togedemaru under electric terrain does have the offensive presence right here. However, Coco does come back in here, but Ian is in a Ian is in a bad position here because of his fast offensive mount. As we said before, Shawn managed to position the board very well to the point where Ian could not exert the full potential of his hyper offensive team.
Yes, that's right. So now easily Cresselia can helping hand, Zing Zap or any of his targets, and on top of that, he can just Psychic to finish off the double goal. Obviously, if he's of course invested. But in terms of the speed tier wise, it's completely much more on Shawn's favor. Even we haven't seen the fourth Pokemon. It can be Heatran. It can be Komo to finish up for the end game. Those are all possible options, but I really think that Shawn is very, very well controlling the board very well at the moment.
Shawn does choose to switch on the Togedemaru into the Komo-O here. Perhaps, like you said, wanting to set up the Komo-O for the future.
Yes, that's right. But it's a bit risky though to unless he has Poison Jab has a coverage move for the Tapu Koko, for the already weakened Tapu Koko, he should be able to pick it off. So let's see. Well, taking Cresselia and Komo taking the Rock Slide comfortably, and what?
And a critical hit on Komo-O, so proving how much physical bulk Komo-O has actually.
Yes, that's right. I mean, you can freely go for the Poison Jab onto the Tapu Koko, or you can even go for the Dream Punch or the Excadrill. It's up to him.
Yeah. Or either that, he can just Side Shock the Tapu Koko to take out the Tapu Koko.
Sure.
And just have a fighting step into the Excadrill, and Tyranitar comes in, another fighting step again. There's no reason to expose your Z move right now actually.
Exactly. So he can just simply wait for the Trick Room to expire and then only go for the Z move again, exhibiting speed control once again.
Especially Tyranitar so cheap. Tyranitar can't really. Tyranitar might not be long for the world, but Ian does call the Side Shock onto the Tapu Koko and switches out into the Tyranitar. However, there's still 2 more turns of Trick Room, which means that Shawn's Komo will still be faster than both of Ian's Pokemon.
Yes.
And as we said before, Komo does have the fighting step, which we can just Dream Punch the Excadrill and Side Shock into the Koko.
Yes, that's right. So obviously, if they are so worried about, if he's worried, he can just simply go for the Poison Jab on the Koko, and then he can just
slowly store out the
Excadrill, and then when Trick Room expires, Charizard being the faster one in Excadrill. Oh no, not likely because of the sand. No, but you can set up the sun so you will slow it down again.
However, I feel that the main threat here is not the Koko, it's the Excadrill, because Shawn does still have the Toge at the back, which means the Koko can't do anything at all.
Oh yes, it's very well protected.
The only thing Koko has done for this entire game is just to protect, and it didn't provide very much. So there's actually no information on the Koko at all. What kind of Koko that Ian's running, and all that kind of things. And Excadrill is part steel, which means it's weak to the Dream Punch, which means it might even go down this turn.
In fact, it's 4 times because it's rock and
it's ground steel.
Sorry, apologies. Yeah, so the steel type it means that it's not safe from Komo-O, and neither for the coverage move or the potential Poison Jet from the Komo as well. Well, he's in a pinch. I feel that there's very little room for Ian to recover at this point.
Shawn has piloted this very nicely to the point where he's just sitting very comfortably with his mount.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Ian, of course, he tried to have grab the initiative by having the Tailwind, which was good, but he didn't really capitalize on the momentum on that. Yes. So, and then he paid a price for it. Yeah.
Oh, but
he didn't take KO.
He didn't KO. So, Koko showing that it might be invested a bit in the defensive tree right there. However, Shawn does call the Protect on the Excadrill and double targets into Koko, recognizing that Koko might actually take out the Komo-O here with a Dazzling Gleam.
Sure. Interestingly, he also did not review the potential Poison Jab coverage move. Perhaps he wants to conserve information.
Or either that. Maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe he have other coverage moves like Flamethrower, perhaps.
Flamethrower perhaps to hit like Aegislash or Katana. All are viable options, but Tomoyuki's iteration, assuming it was left like for like, it was Poison Jab instead. Yes, obviously was his coverage choice.
Ian does go for the double protect here, but fails. Icy Wind does come out here, recognizing that even if like
potentially
you have
he may be faster.
you have Sand Rush.
Yeah.
I'm -1, so you're still at +1. I'm still faster than you, so there's no risk, and I'm hitting you for super effective damage.
Yes,
so
exactly.
why not? And Shawn cleanly for cleaning up a schedule and having 4 of his mons still alive.
Yes.
A very clean set from Shawn.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's very interesting that he brought 4. Of the 4 Pokemon that he picked for Shawn was slow mode for the Cresselia and the Togedemaru in face or Charizard in face of the lightly fast mode for Tyranitar and Excadrill.
Yes.
So he recognizes that Trick Room was his win condition, and then Komo to clean up after the if potentially he managed to stall out in future, he can use the Clangor Soul Blaze to boost speed and then create an endgame scenario of being outspeeding everything in the end.
Yes. Would you think that Ian should have brought Salamence in that situation?
I feel that it was quite beneficial because Salamence will have immediate pressure on the Komo, because like Double Edge, it really boosted Double Edge. Okay, yes, the nerf is there, but it's still damage. Right? And Komo can't really touch the except for Clangor Soul Blaze and the what else? Potential Tailwind. But since you have Tailwind or Katana, probably you have like Double Edge, Hyper Voice,
and a coverage move like perhaps the Draco Meteor, a Flamethrower. I think a Draco Meteor will just take out Komo straight. Actually, also, you know.
That's true. Yeah, so I feel that the likely adjustment for Ian would be to do that, and he really needs to manage his Trick Room matchup much better than he did earlier.
And that Salamence does resist Charizard's steps with Heat Wave and the coverage move of Solar Beam. Yes, like Salamence seems like a good addition to the 4 that he can bring. And then, however, Ian does have to think about how to take away the Crest Trick Room option.
That's true though, because from the lineup, I don't really see that anything that can one hit KO the Crest. He has to probably depend on the combination attacks. Yes. Perhaps the Electron
double
Z.
Target.
Electron Z on the Tapu Koko could be one option, but we will see. Some nowadays I see some Tapu Kokos have Taunt in order to stop the Trick Room. That can something that
which Ian actually has. So perhaps there's a option for Ian too.
Yes, that's right. So.
And here we see Shawn leading the Landorus Charizard along with Ian leading with Tyranitar and the Katana.
So interestingly, Sandstream came after Landorus, so suggesting that
it's a Scuff Lando.
Yeah, Scuff Landorus instead of the typical Assault Vest that we see.
Or even the potential Groundium. So it's been determined that this might be a Scuff Lando.
That's true. Yeah, so well, the Tailwind, perhaps, but
it might be kind of dangerous because you do have to remember that Shawn might have a Cresselia at the back to set up the Trick Room.
That's true. So, but the Katana is not really offering much at the moment, and it's just food for Charizard later on.
Yes, it might even just Mega Evolve and Earthquake, Heat Wave, Earthquake, a combination of attack, and just take out Katana. However, the Salamence does show his face here.
Just like what you mentioned, I think it's really a very good adjustment on Ian's side.
Charizard does Mega Evolve here, taking away the sand and giving itself the sun.
Would you expect Shawn to Rock Slide at this moment? Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Calling the read from Ian's play.
Wow, but that would mean that the.
Oh, but he does go for the superpower instead. Onto the Tyranitar slot.
Nice. It was a very good read from Ian, probably. Yes. I mean, Shawn wanted to prioritize getting rid of the Tyranitar in order to make his Charizard to be safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now Charizard will go for the Heat Wave here, going into the Resistor Salamence and the Sash Katana.
Yep. So let's see what will Katana do. That is the key thing here.
Right now, Ian has the option to Mega Evolve and taking out the Charizard with a combination of attack from a Double Edge and perhaps a Smart Strike onto Charizard. And Lando can't really provide much because it is locked into the superpower. In a way, it's a -2 Landorus, a -2 attack and a -1 defense Landorus right now.
Yes.
So it isn't a threat to the Salamence at all.
So perhaps any potential resist to the switching would be Landorus itself, Heatran or Cresselia to soak up the potential Double Edge. But what can Katana do in any of the potential switches is something that we need to consider. Like what you mentioned, the Smart Strike play on the Charizard chip can be one play, or the Hyper Voice Smart Strike can be also another possible option.
Yes.
Yeah, and
however, Charizard can just go for the obvious protect here. Shawn opting to switch and preserving his Landorus later and sending out the Cresselia here.
Yes, as what we have
perhaps
expected.
setting up for the trick room play as shown in game 1.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see that Ian will be able to deny the trick room at this stage. Perhaps even the IC win will be enough to take out the Mans. Yeah.
Double edge goes into the Charizard. Will the follow-up from Katana come in? Oh, smash right going into the Charizard Y. A very good play here from Ian taking out the Charizard.
Yes.
However, he does have to worry if he can take out the Cresselia.
Yeah, because the combination of but with the Beast boost, but it will be actually neutered by the Landorus.
Yes, and then Salamence will be at -1.
Oh,
and then
yes.
he might even kill himself with the double edge.
Double edge recoil without achieving anything. The smash right likely will not be able to take out the Cresselia. So, barring a crit maybe on the Leaf Blade, but
maybe Night Slash.
Oh, Night Slash, yeah, Night Slash could be one option, but we didn't see the entire arsenal. But typically, Night Slash katanas on
very
rare.
It's more of it's a super coverage move at the end of the day.
Yes. Exactly. So Trick Room is very fun. It's like for free for Shawn,
yes.
I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? So that's the.
So actually, Ian is kind of pinned right now. Unless a double edge crit with a potential Night Slash from Katana to take out the Cresselia.
Yeah, but perhaps he wouldn't have incentive to Trick Room because he can simply just IC win. When Tyranitar comes in, but of course the partner likely is Excadrill. So having the option to have Trick Room in order to neuter the Excadrill will be good.
And don't forget that Landorus is still very healthy. He can just switch out and then bring Komo in to resist both the potential rock move that Tyranitar and the Excadrill carry. And after that, Shawn can just send Landorus to shuffle the Intimidate.
Yes, that's right. So, well, Katana going for the Protect and Landorus locking itself into Earthquake. Earthquake, oh yeah, it was quite a good read if you think about it because well, the Tyranitar switching was just simply in the Earthquake.
Because honestly, the Salamence wasn't a threat at all because it will just kill itself with the double edge if it chooses to hit. And Earthquake does cover the Tyranitar switching and does take out the Katana here.
I see. So with this, I mean, noting the fact that the Tyranitar was scarfed, but it was it slower?
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now Tyranitar is faster than Shawn's Landorus, but Shawn has a very free switching into Komo, which resists both of Tyranitar's stat, but in Dark and Rock. So Komo is a very safe switching here.
Yes.
And you can just side shock the 1 HP Katana, and actually you can just sweep from there.
Yes, that's right.
Shawn has played into a very good endgame again with a trick room setup.
Yes, that's right.
And Ian can't do much.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, he deployed both. In both cases, he deployed Tailwind, but he again didn't manage to capitalize too much. The bulk of the Shawn's team is just simply too much for Ian to handle.
It's like
he can't break through, in fact.
Shawn has a bulky team while having form of damage also, and I feel that Salamence got chipped too early, and Shawn has positioned very well by switching out the Landorus, sacrificing the Charizard, sending in the Landorus again to get the -1 off on the Salamence so that you can't kill my Crest. I will get my free trick room up, and then I can just play from there.
That's right.
And as we see from this turn, Shawn does switch out the Landorus, preserving it, sending in the Landorus, and Ian does show that it to be the Dark KMZ, perhaps.
To kill off the Crest.
But perhaps it might be a bit late at this point.
Yeah, and I mean the Komo now is in Trick Room. It's not boosted. Drain Punch easily can pick out the Tyranitar because the Tyranitar is being a Dark Kill.
And don't forget, we are in Sand now. Even if you have an Excadrill at the back, Scarf Lando still underspeeds the Excadrill because of ×2 and ×1.5. So, unfortunate there for Ian. It took him a bit too long to take out the Crest.
Yes, that's right. So, I mean, Crest was a very key piece. He recognizes that, Ian's team was very fast. So, Trick Room is his win condition.
Yes. And
he capitalizes that. He conserves his Cresselia just enough for the Trick Room before letting it going down. And the endgame for Landorus and Komo easily cleaning up the sand pair for Excadrill and Tyranitar.
Yes. I mean,
potential Excadrill likely. Yeah.
Oh. I mean, if Shawn wanted to end this off with a very, nice endgame, he can Cancel Soul Blaze here, but actually it's a bit kind of risky because
it might not pick up Tyranitar, don't you think? It might not. I'm not sure. Maybe. I think it will. It will. Yeah.
I think I don't know, man. I mean, I don't trust Kangler's Soul Blaze or damage, honestly.
I see.
Yeah. Especially if we are in Sand now.
Sure, of course. I mean, the special defense boost is very
the thing is that you get the speed boost too, which you are in Trick Room. So, I mean,
it's counterproductive.
Yeah, it's a bit counterproductive at the same time. So, it might be a bit risky. So, I think the safe play here will be targeting down the the Salamence while Lando targets down the Tyranitar.
Yes. Noting the fact that Tyranitar moved first because of the Darkiness Z has been
Revealed.
has
so Shawn had to break through the flinch actually. Oh, Shawn does go for the Soul Blaze here. Okay, let's just see if the Soul Blaze will pick off the Tyranitar.
I'm curious
Yeah, I'm
myself.
curious.
Yes. But even if it doesn't, I think perhaps the IC win from the what do you call that, the Cressida.
No, Cress is
the Landorus.
Yeah,
Or
Landorus
whatever
will pick
attack
off-
from Landorus
yeah,
will
will
just
pick off
from
the
there.
yes.
Yeah. Likely locking into superpower because oh no, wait. Yeah, superpower. Will be fine. Yeah.
Oh, see Komo shaking its scales, flying to the sky and blasting the sound waves onto Ian, both of Ian's Pokemon.
Oh, not enough!
Survive! Oh my god! See, I've told you.
I see.
I don't
I've
trust the
over-
damage count.
I've overestimated his damage all,
Oh my god.
all day long.
I mean, oh my god, Komo. Oh, ay, your Zimu.
Oh well, it was a lot of hype, but yeah, he chose to lock himself into superpower.
Which is a safe option because Rock Slide can miss and Earthquake will hit your own Komo, which is, you know, counterproductive.
Even with the drop in attack,
Yeah.
it's still very
More than
significant
enough.
chunk
I mean,
for like for the potential X
yes,
that's coming
and
in.
don't forget, Komo now has all the boosters in. It's bulky, it has damage. Yes, it's fast, but you know, if it's in the case of Escadrille, you'll still underspeed Escadrille.
Yes.
And you can just Dream Punch Escadrille to get the KO and heal back yourself.
Yes, that's right. So again, a very clean, very commanding endgame from Shawn.
Yes. Shawn piloted the team very well.
Looking poised to take
Yes.
the 2-0 for this Swiss round.
Actually, all of the stream games are all 2-0. All taken very commanding by the winner actually.
Yes.
And the match has been forfeited by Ian, recognizing that he's still slower than the Komo and that the Landorus is talking to superpower. There's very little chance for him to win.
It's also very interesting to see that there's a variety of teams taking, setting out their win conditions, such as like for example the previous game is Amiru was using Sand. Tyranitar has the main force, whereas Shawn using Sun, using
his Trick Room. Yes, using Toge as a pivot.
Yes.
Interestingly, you can see Shawn adjusted very well, knowing that Ian will not bring the Coco this time, and which thus having a very confident lead of the Lando and Charizard. And honestly, on Ian's team, there's nothing really much can stop the Lando from Earthquaking on turn 1 if he chooses to lead Coco.
That's true.
Which means you will just die from the Earthquake.
Because there's only simply one ground immune, which is on the Salamence. Even with the Intimidate, it's still going to deal a significant chunk, and this is all Shawn needs.
Yes.
To chip it for the back Pokemon to clean up later on. Yeah,
exactly.
it's a very commanding victory from Shawn. And I mean, Tomoyuki's team really was well thought out, but of course it can be optimized as the metagame progresses. But Komo, man, is really the MVP for quite some players today.
Yes.
Yeah.
For 2 games actually.
Yeah, in fact, Amiru and also for Shawn.
And we saw Kangler Soul Blaze doesn't do damage at all. Help.
It's just simply there for the boost, probably.
Yes.
But yes, and it's quite very interesting that the local players really prefer to have this kind of stat boosting. In fact, I feel that as I observe, most of the, in fact, in the VGC18 metagame, I feel that there's also something that Yangtze, which I've spoken to earlier, is a metagame that set up is very, very hard to prevent. So perhaps this could be the way to go for the meta.
However, there's a way to stop Kangler Soul Blaze boost actually.
Oh?
Yeah, switching into Fairies.
Yes, you don't do damage,
No
you don't get the
Z-move,
boost.
no boost.
Yeah, sure, of course. But
Yes.
well, who knows? We may see some innovative strategies in time to come. So now here we're going to proceed to the arena interview for round 3 of Swiss for the mid-season showdown held at Bugis Toys and Games. Stay tuned.
And we are back with our round 3 Swiss winner, Shawn Tang. So Shawn,
Hello.
how do you feel about Ian's team as we saw that it was a variation of Jeb's hand with a twist of 17 and having a very strong fast offensive presence?
I'm kind of worried about Sand as well because I'm running Sun, so naturally Sand is one of the counters to, one of the weathers I have to prepare for, and you can hit Charizard even out of Sun.
Yeah.
So my thought process was try to get his Tyranitar out on the field, and then if it's not a Mega Tyranitar, I can just Mega Evolve to get rid of the Sand. He has actually at the back as well, so he probably has Sand Rush, so that was something I had to think about as well. And on the other note, because he's running quite a fast offense, I was thinking I would want to bring Trick Room into the matchup, but at the same time I have to be wary of his Tyranitar because he might have the Z Dark move.
Honestly, in game 1, do you think that its Tyranitar is a Scarf variant? Do you expect it to be a Z variant at game 2?
I'm actually more. I would say I would see more of the Z move variant rather than the Scarf variant. There are Scarf variants, but on the ability trigger, you might be able to pick that up.
Yep.
Yeah.
As we saw in game 2, where your Landora's intimidate proc first before the Sandstream, and indicating that you're actually kind of safe from the Scarf Ice, the potential Scarf Ice beam that it carries. So and you can safely, which you did, you safely superpower into the slot and hit wave. What were your ways of getting Tyranitar off the field?
Well, I have Landorus, so that discourages Tyranitar. If it doesn't have an ice coverage move, then it would most likely would want to retreat.
Would you be afraid of the switching from Salamence and getting the -1 on your superpower? Would -1 superpower kill your Tyranitar? Kill the Tyranitar?
I'm not exactly sure, but it could be. Well, if your Tyranitar is extremely bulky, like highly invested in defense, it might be able to survive. But then if it takes the hit, it also has to do something back. So if it's really bulky, then it compromises on its attack, and so it might not be able to pick up a kill with one of maybe an Ice Punch, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a guess, by the way.
Well, you played very well. You managed to get the Tyranitar off the field so that Crash can come in and safely trick room for your team. And you played Como very well, knowing that you resist the rock move from Tyranitar and the Excadrill.
Yeah.
Were you actually afraid of Excadrill throughout the whole game?
I would kind of, because it's fast, it has Iron Head and Rock Slide, it could flinch things. So when Ian went for the Rock Slide and hoping for a flinch, I was also kind of worried there. Right. But of course, that was something I was kind of worried as well. So,
but honestly, you played very well. Excadrill didn't contribute much of an offensive presence throughout both games. Coco in game 1 didn't show much of its potential. Katana just set up tailwinds and dies because of the spread move your team provides, and Charizard Y is a natural counter to the Katana itself. Yeah. And you managed to set up Trick Room properly and win the game. Yeah. Honestly.
But that was very scary also because he had Coco, and Coco can probably one-shot my Kumo. Yes. So
you did a very good call on not bringing the Toge for the round 2 game, and which thus gives more option to the you brought Landorus to check his other mons also. Yes.
I think it was a call also because Ian could also have brought Milotic, and that would have made the game a bit difficult to play.
Yes, that's understandable. Yeah. Well, congratulations to you, Shawn, and since you won a PC here at TOG, perhaps you might be winning the whole MSS today too.
I can't say that.
Lucky venue. Okay, congratulations, Shawn, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming games, and we shall see you in Swiss round 4.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.